growing up as a teenager, I always had the luxury of having my stepfather's shop to play around in. I always had his tools. He had pretty much everything, 35 years in the construction industry. That was all good and well until him and my mother got a divorce about 8 years ago and left me with pretty much nothing. I really didn't have a tool to my name, maybe a Phillips head screwdriver. But over those past 8 years, I've just spent that time building up a collection of tools, materials, fasteners, welding tables, welders, air compressors, just everything you see around the shop. And it's really taught me a lot. And in today's video, I want to talk about 3 important things that I've learned when it comes to building and setting up a shop. And if you don't have a shop, I welcome you to use these principles. And even if you do have a shop, I welcome you to use these principles, because the shop is not just one permanent thing. It's fluent. It's dynamic. Like, it's always changing. We're always adding something here. We're always changing something there. We're making improvements. So by utilizing these 3 principles, I think it's really going to help you out in the long run. All right, so let's start off with the welding table. Now, the welding table to me is kind of like the centerpiece of the shop. This is where I'm doing probably 90% of my projects on, whether it be fabrication, just pulling apart a piece of electronic equipment, just really anything. This is like the heart of the shop. I work all around this welding table. So principle number 1 is try to have everything within an arm's reach of your main work table or workspace. Now, if you don't have a welding table, maybe you have a plywood bench, maybe you have a plastic table. Like, when you start out, you do whatever you got to do, but this is something that you may want to work to, depending on what you want to do. But anyway, the idea is to have everything within an arm's reach. So behind the camera over there, I have my toolbox. If I have one hand on a piece of work right here, and let's say I need an adjustable wrench, while I have one hand on the table, got my adjustable wrench. Maybe I'm holding something down, I'm working on a carburetor, I need, carb cleaner. This is a mass airflow cleaner, but principle is it's right here behind me. I can just grab that. If I need a bolt, my bolt shelves, they're over here. I could just reach over here and grab a 1/4-inch bolt. Air compressor's a little bit further away, but I think you understand the principle. By having things close to our main workspace, it allows us to be more efficient. We get things done quicker, more efficiently, and ultimately we're just more productive. So try and have everything within an arm's reach of your main workspace. Now, item number 2, try to keep everything on wheels. And I can't recommend this enough. This welding table, this is on wheels. All my toolboxes, they're on wheels. My welder over there, that's on wheels. There's 3 things in my shop that are not on wheels: the anvil, the air compressor, which neither of those you want to have on wheels, and my storage shelf for my hardware. That is also not on wheels. All 3 of those things, you're going to want to have them firmly on the ground. So everything else, though, is on wheels. So if I'm ever working on a huge project where I really need all this floor space, I could take this welding table and literally wheel it over to the other side of the shop. And if I ever get bored or I don't like the design of the shop because it's fluid, it's dynamic, right? I can just wheel everything to where I want to move it. It's simple. It's something one person could do. So I think it's really important that you try to have everything on wheels. I'm a bit of a scavenger, so like whenever I see casters on like something being thrown at, I'm the type of guy to hop in the dumpster, do whatever I got to do, use whatever tools I have on hand, and I'll literally take casters off anything that's being thrown away. In fact, I actually have a milk crate over there, which I'll show you now, of just salvage casters, and I keep those intentionally because if there's anything I ever want to add to the shop, then I have the ability to put that thing on wheels or casters. So that's principle number 2. Item number 3 is design your shop so that it can be easily moved, and I think this is pretty important. Some of you may dispute with me a bit on this, and I understand your side of the story, but I feel like there's a lot of value in what I'm saying here. So a couple years back, my world was kind of turned upside down. Like, I was in this living arrangement and things fell apart, and I had to pick up my shop and move it out pretty quickly, and I was not prepared to do that. Nothing was really organized, nothing was in bins. Like, in my mind it was organized. I could tell you, you could find paint cans over there and this over there, but in terms of picking everything up and moving it quickly, I was nowhere nowhere ready for that. So I pretty much move everything over here kind of half-ass in cardboard boxes and just milk crates, every kind of container that I could find. I went down to the supermarket to ask for cardboard boxes. And just as I've been building the shop, I've been changing the way that I organize things. One of the main things that I use now is these 12-gallon HDX storage containers from Home Depot. And I just have everything organized in these bins now. So like if I go over here, here's AC to DC converters. This is mostly AC box, so there's junction boxes, circuit breakers, you know, twist nuts. Over here, auto detailing, 2 boxes of auto detailing stuff. Wire loom, 12-volt wire, sandpaper and drywall materials, painting supplies, masonry supplies, extension cords, crosscut saw handles, heat lamps, various tapes, strings. I think you get the picture here. So I have an extremely organized system of where everything's located, which, you know, there's a big advantage to that. It's easy to find everything because I just read the labels and, oh, it's under that category, must be in this bin. Take the bin down, open up the lid, there it is. So it's really easy to find things, and there's a lot of value in that. Another thing to consider, by having everything in these bins, it allows me to pack these bins pretty tight full of stuff. And then with the shelving unit right here, I can just stack and stack and stack. So I'm actually able to pack a lot more stuff in a tighter space than I otherwise would have been able to if I was just free stacking everything on the shelf like so. Like if I were to take everything out of these bins and just kind of plop it up on the shelf, I may be able to access it, you know, maybe 5 seconds quicker because I wouldn't have to take the bin down and pop open the lid. But I can guarantee you that I wouldn't be able to fit everything that's in these bins on the shelves. I'd probably be able to fit half of the stuff that's in the bins on the shelves because there's just not that much packaging efficiency when you have everything kind of freestanding on the shelves. But most importantly, well, among the most important things tied into this concept, if my living arrangements ever do change again, which who knows, nothing in life is certain, I can just pull everything down and I can take these bins and just throw them in the back of the trailer and I can be out of here, and I probably could move this entire shop within a day. And we can also tie that back into our second principle, is that we have everything on wheels, right? So again, if you ever need to move your shop, having everything on wheels, wheeling in the back of an enclosed trailer, take all your boxes, strap them down in the back of the trailer, and there you are, you're on your way. So to conclude this video, whether you're just starting up your first shop or if you've had your shop for your entire life, if you abide by the principles that I just mentioned, it's going to make you more efficient, it's going to make you more organized, which ultimately makes you more efficient. And if you ever need to move or change or alter your shop, because again, it's fluent, this is just going to make your life a whole lot easier. That's my opinion. I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments, so please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below on your thoughts. And that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.